Welcome everyone to Walking the Weird. I am Tyler, and as always with me,
Sean, guys, how you guys doing today?
and I know you have a case today. I did want to
Yes.
go over something really quick. I actually heard it last night,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe you can verify for me
Mm-hmm.
with the our last case, the Menendez brothers.
Yes.
I know you said something on the podcast that there had something like new evidence. I guess there's also a letter that Eric wrote, the younger brother. He wrote to his uncle like months before the murders, and it he literally talks about how there was like sexual impropriety and that kind of thing going on.
Right.
So I think a judge said they're actually allowed to bring that in now.
Yeah, because before the reason that the Menendez brothers got prosecuted the second time was because they weren't allowed to use any of the rape evidence that they had. For whatever reason, the judge wasn't going for it. So
Mm-hmm.
now the prosecutor at the time and the judge at the time are now under huge scrutiny
As they should be.
for not allowing the rape
Like
stuff.
that's all. That's part of the case. That's part of
Yeah.
like you can't sit there and ask for a reason why things were done, and then when they give it to you, you go nah.
A lot of the reason as well is because the group Menudo
Yeah.
that the dad was involved with, one of the guys, the new evidence is that one of the guys came out, the oldest one, he was the one that said that the guy raped him as well, that the dad raped him as well. And they tried to speak to some of the members. One of the other members that they spoke to was Ricky Martin, um, the
Like
Living La
the
Vida Loca.
Ricky
Yeah, the
Martin.
Ricky Martin, because he was in the group Menudo as well. He was the youngest member,
They
and
named
he's,
their
uh-huh,
group after a soup.
yeah,
That's funny.
it is. It's
I like
hilarious.
that.
It's a
That makes
soup.
me like it better.
But he claimed that he didn't see any sexual issues. But what he did notice is that the dad, the Menendez dad,
Mhm.
and the older member of Menudo were gone for quite some time. Is what he would
Why?
say.
Why is it always that? Every time, the person doesn't see, but they're like, yeah, they're always gone.
Yeah,
Like,
they're always like gone.
I mean, you can't say, oh, that's what it is every time, but it's like
Yeah,
it's funny how this keeps happening.
yeah. To the point where even Ricky was like, "Hey, this is a little
That's
awkward, isn't it?
sketch. That's sketch.
Like that's sketchy." Anyway, but yeah, so right now the Menendez brothers are getting the chance to have their case reviewed again, and if any if they're successful or if anything else occurs and they're they're found innocent, it's or they're not going to be found innocent, they're just going to be exonerated because it'll be self defense. But if it is self defense, I just want you guys to realize that the Menendez brothers are going to get their $14 million inheritance back, and even if they killed him, you know what I mean? Like even if they killed him, they're going to get it back, and it's $14 million from then. So with the inflation, you're looking at about 35 million.
And I do
And
want to say on behalf of the podcast, we do take donations.
yeah, Menendez, hey, sponsor us, bro. We'll have Jose did it on fucking our shirts and shit.
Jokes.
Help us out, man. No, but just remember who advocated for y'all. Listen back to the episode. But
Right.
no, they're gonna get not only that amount of money back, but they also said that they plan to sue the Beverly Hills Police Department and the prosecutor and the judge who did not allow the defense to enter in the self defense thing based on sexual whatever. You know what I mean? Like that's but they're gonna get a lot of money probably if they end up being acquitted. Now, that's what's going on with that case, unfortunately.
Yeah, I just heard it yesterday, so I thought I'd give a little update.
It's cool. It's a little 5 minute brief intro.
I
It's pretty
guess it's
cool.
within the last couple of days too.
Yeah, a lot of new evidence has been coming out. Even the prosecutor of L.A. or the prosecutor of the court right now, or the not the prosecutor, the DA's office is saying that it's in the benefit of the city and the benefit of the Menendez brothers to review all the evidence in its entirety and figure out what we're doing. He goes, because if you can't make them guilty without removing stuff, then there's something going on. There's a problem there.
It's almost like you should have done this the first time.
Right. And but that's what they did, because in the previous case we talked about how they were tried separately and then they were tried together because both of them got a hung jury. That's where they should have left it. Like it's a hung jury twice. Okay, either you retry again or you let it go or you dismiss it.
Yeah,
This technically what they should have done is dismiss it.
you, they're. I hate that because they're not supposed to get infinite tries. That's the whole
You
point.
get one try and that's
Yeah,
it. But these guys got three, so they're hoping now with everything they'll be able to re-examine
I hope so
the
too.
case.
Whatever the outcome,
Yeah,
at least let them have their evidence.
because at this point, if you have all the evidence and it's still like, hey, bro, you killed them, like clearly, and it wasn't self-defense, okay,
Okay, they're
throw
dead.
away the
Yeah,
key. They're done.
I don't want to hear about them anymore. If it's that's the case, yeah, I don't care about your story.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but if it's
Like,
not, and they're found innocent or acquitted, like give them something. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You
no,
took away their
then
freedom
yes, then they need to sue the state.
and everybody.
Yeah, and they should if if it's like that, yeah, let them out,
Yeah, I
right?
agree.
But
I
any
definitely agree.
who's what's it's
Oh, the other case I have in my hand currently is the disappearance of Lars Mittank. I know off the record, you and me have kind of talked about this case a little bit. I told you that I followed this case for a few years ever since I heard about it. This actually took place in 2014, so not too long ago, like 10 years ago. He's
the
still missing to this day, unfortunately.
Mittank.
Yeah,
So
Mittank.
he's missing.
A Mig missing. Mig
sorry,
missing.
sorry, sorry.
He's Mig missing.
he's
He's so dumb.
he's McLost.
Mig lost. Mig disappeared. Mig gone forever. Anyway, um, so it's Lars Mittank, not Mig Tank.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. So a quick
Oh,
background.
sorry,
What?
sorry. Bad joke. Maybe that's why they can't find him
Why?
because they spelled it wrong.
Get out. Get the
Sorry.
fuck out.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, background on Lars. Fucking asshole. Background. Lars Mittank was born on, and there's okay. It's Germany and Bulgaria. There's like 18 different syllables for some of these words or some of these
Have you seen
cities.
Lars McTank? No, I've seen Lars McTank. Nope, different guy.
You're laughing, but there's. Let me just
Are
finish
you
this.
serious?
Just
No,
hang on.
God.
Stop.
Why does this
Stop.
always happen? I'm
Stop.
actually close. It
Stop.
happens every time.
Stop. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Okay. So Lars Mittank was born on the 9th of February in 1986 in Berlin, Germany. He grew up in Itzehoe. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. It's called Itzehoe.
It's a wife.
Itzehoe, Schleswig Holstein, and lived there for his entire life. He worked at a power plant, had friends, and had a girlfriend. It's very, very little background. It's
Are you
he
sure his name's not Homer?
shut up.
Sorry.
Shut up.
Like,
He had a girlfriend, he had friends, and he visited his parents frequently. After his father suffered a stroke, he helped his parents often with work like stuff for the home after work, and he was described as a relatively normal person, not manic at all, not anything like that.
Mhm.
So, with that being the background, we're going to get into this case right away. So, in the incident on June 30th, 2014, 28-year-old Matank traveled with five of his friends to Varna, Bulgaria, which we already know. Bulgaria is kind of a sketch place just to begin with. Whatever though, not
Bulgaria.
racist. It's just the thing.
Bulgaria.
Bulgaria, Bulgaria, diarrhea. I'm sorry. It was his first journey
Bulgaria.
outside of Germany, right?
Mm-hmm.
Journey outside of Germany. Anyway, the group vacationed at the Golden Sands, a popular seaside resort just outside the city of Varna. The week went by really fast, as quoted by Paul Roman, which one of his friends. In 2016, on German television, he was interviewed. He said that he like went back through the moments of that day. He said we relaxed on the beach, we swam in the pool, we played football. He goes, we went clubbing. Everything was very relaxed. Everyone was in a good mood. Another friend, Tim Schultz, said that Matank didn't eat as much though. He was kind of kind of trying to stay a little light.
It
He had
sounds like
a
a nice vacation.
it sounds
Like
peaceful, right?
chill,
Like
like they're just
chill.
hanging out.
Yeah, during that time it was said that he had they asked him the type of food that he was eating, small soup, small salad at the time. His friends reported no additional abnormal behavior, and everything was fine until the last part of the trip. So on July 6, 2014, the day before they were supposed to return home, Matank and his companions were at a bar in town. and Mittank got into a disagreement with other German nationals over the football game that was on. Mittank, a fan of the football club SV Werder Bremen, Werder Bremen, whatever, some
Me
fucking
too,
Nazi
bro.
word, had differences with fans from FC Bayern Munich.
Dude, we need to get these jerseys for next episode.
Stop it. Stop it. Bayern Munich. I don't even know if they're still around. Anyway, he then, well, I mean, it's 2014, so probably. He then parted from his friends outside of the restaurant after the disagreement, leaving the bar, and he disappeared for the rest of the night. Mittank turned up at the resort the following morning and told his friends he was beaten up by four men hired by the group in the bar who he had a disagreement with the night before. The flight resulted in Mittank, or the flight, the fight resulted in Mittank suffering an injured jaw and a ruptured eardrum. He went to go see the doctor, who advised him that he was not allowed to fly due to this injury and prescribed an antibiotic called Zep Zepfro Zep Zepprozil, 500 milligrams to be specific.
Can you say it
But
again?
fuck you.
I didn't catch that.
Antibiotic Zepprozil.
It's getting worse.
Shut up, dude. These are hard. They're like three-syllable words for what?
Zephrazil.
Zepprozil.
Zephrazil.
See, you can even say it.
Lars.
Lars Matank.
Mittank.
No,
The
so
plane.
and Matank's friends wanted to stay behind with him. They said, "Hey, bro, we'll stay with you, no worries." But he insisted that he was fine on his own and told them the following day to follow the original plan. That they're going to travel, plan to fly home on the 7th, which they did. Matank checked out of the resort around the same time as his friends, and he checked into a hotel, Color Varna, for one night. The hotel was cheap and close to the airport. However, a day after his friends left, he began to act paranoid. While at the hotel, Matank called his mother, Sandra Matank, and in a whisper told that there were people trying to kill him or rob him, and that if she could cancel his credit cards. The closed circuit television cameras in the hotel recorded him pacing up and down the halls, looking outside the windows, hiding in the elevator at 1 a.m. He left the hotel before returning for about an hour. It is known that he did in the that sorry. It is known what he did in the intervening period was not seen by any cameras. So they have no real
So it's like a blank spot.
blank spot. Yeah. In the morning, he once again called his mother, telling her that the people pursuing him were getting closer and they were zeroing in on him. Matank was last seen at Varna Airport on July 8th, 2014, the day that he was hoping to fly home to Germany. He texted his mother that he had arrived at the airport. He went to a consult with the airport doctor, Kosta Kostov. Kostov later described his behavior as nervous and erratic. According to Kostov, he told Matank that he was fine and could return home. However, Matank did not leave his office, expressing doubt about the medication that he was taking at the time. A construction worker entered the office. The airport was undergoing renovation at the time. Kostov said that Matank then began to tremble. He yelled, "I don't want to die here. I have to get out of here." He then got up and fled the office. He left behind all his luggage, which included his wallet, cell phone, and passport. He was captured by airport security cameras fleeing the terminal. Once outside, he can be seen in the footage jogging. It says jogging, but when you watch the footage, he's sprinting. He's on a full blown sprint away from the airport. He climbs a fence erratically, running into a meadow and sprinting off from the camera's view in the direction of the adjacent forest. Those are the last confirmed whereabouts of Lars
I have heard about this one.
Matank. Now, afterwards, I'm going to give you a little bit of the brief background afterwards before we really like dig into this part. So afterwards, there's no definitive agreement amongst experts and family members as to the cause of Matank's behavior and to what extent the paranoia was rooted in reality. Now, Matank's mother, alongside Bulgarian and German doctors, have suspected that Matank's unusual behavior was a result of a rare side effect from the antibiotic that he was prescribed, the Ceprazil, a cephalosporin. Uh, a cephalosporin, it has been known to induce psychotic side effects. Cephalosporin is an ingredient in Cefprozil. including hallucinations and paranoia. However, according to Kostov, Mittank had not been taking his medication. He did not take those antibiotics, and he did not even fill out the prescription. Kostov said his behavior couldn't have resulted from that. I can't think of a single reason why he left my office in such panic. I'm still confused, he later said. His mother said that he had no history of mental illness. However, mental breakdown caused by an undiagnosed mental illness has been discussed as a possible explanation for his conduct. It is also unknown what happened to Mittank after he fled the airport, with the police unable to determine Lars Mitank's fate. Sandra Mittank hired private investigators. Andres Gutig, for example, he checked hospital records for patients without identification, but found nothing. Mittank had experience in hunting, fishing, and trapping, but there is skepticism about whether he would have been able to survive for long outdoors due to the intense heat in the summers and the lack of food. Also, not to mention his apparently altered state. His mother has expressed belief that he is still alive, possibly having lost his memory. About a year after his disappearance, a truck driver thought he saw him hitchhiking in Verna, which would make sense because that's where he was at. There have been multiple reported sightings of him in several countries, including Verna and exceedingly in Verna, but none have been confirmed. In 2019, a German truck driver gave a hitchhiker a ride from Dresden to Schildow in, give me a second, Oberhavel, Brandenburg. Why are the names so fucking long?
Excuse
Anyway,
you.
the driver became aware of Mittank case later, and he said that the man with him resembled an older version of Mittank. The driver said that the man had long hair and a long beard. He said that his eyes seemed tired, and his cheekbones were prominent, meaning that he hadn't like really eaten or anything like that. Um, Mittank has been described as the most famous missing person on YouTube, as countless of his videos and countless people have reported about this, and millions of views have followed him. So he's very, very well known in the missing community. Um, by May 2018, that's when he was considered the most famous missing person on YouTube. Less than 4 years after his disappearance, the security footage of him in the airport has had more than 16 million views and has been viewed over 17 million times. The mysterious nature of the case has led to frequent discussions and growth about numerous theories. The case remains unsolved to this day. Matank is listed as 180 centimeters, which is 5 foot 11, with he's tall, dark, blonde hair, has a scar on his left forearm, or dark blonde hair. I'm sorry, and he has a scar on his forearm. To this day, there has been no additional sightings of Lars Mattek. So that's the case here. Would you like to put in some input of theories?
Hey, I have actually seen the footage before
Yeah,
because, like you're saying, it's like really popular.
yeah. He's
Um,
not jogging. He's not jogging. He's
no,
sprinting out of
he's
there.
he's running
He's
away.
running away for like his life.
I just I don't think anyone I don't think anyone is after him, and if they are, okay, if they are, he's dead. Like if they're that scary, they're that, then he's gone. Then that the sighting of the semi truck driver, I don't think that's him.
Maybe not.
Um, if it's just a psychotic break, it could be him. But
Well, it
why
was
wouldn't you
confirmed
go
that it wasn't.
home?
It was confirmed that it wasn't.
It wasn't.
Yeah, they did
Okay.
DNA tests on this guy and everything like that, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm not even Lars, bro."
Okay.
Like he was well
Because
within his faculties. He was just like, "Yeah, I'm not even that guy, dude."
okay, because why wouldn't you go home? Like you contacted your mom. You clearly weren't.
Well, according to his mom, she believes that he lost his memory.
How?
So there's several theories on that. There's theories that during the fight, there is a possibility. Like even medical professionals have reported on it. There's a possibility, and like there's a bunch of YouTube videos on this that of medical professionals that review it. That during a fight, if it's hard enough to rupture your eardrum, it can also be hard enough to cause significant memory damage,
Hmm.
swelling of certain parts of the brain, which could lead to permanent or even temporary memory
Brain
loss.
damage. Yeah.
Yeah, and lead to memory loss. Now, a lot of people don't realize that during the time that a person is experiencing amnesia and can't remember anything, the doctors don't just let you chill in the room and they go,
No,
"Hey, bro, whenever you remember, come back to us." Like, no, they're constantly asking you questions. They're constantly drilling you in memory wise to try
especially
to
for
get
them
your
because they're like, oh no, like
yeah,
the hell am I gonna do?
yeah. Typically, it works until you're stable enough, and then when you're stable enough, they'll usually let you go, regardless whether there's improvement in your memory or not.
And wouldn't they take them to like a medical facility, like
Yeah,
for?
they would have taken him. There would have been actual records of medical facility. The lawyer would have found something, and people are like, "Well, if he doesn't have ID, yeah, he doesn't have ID." But in countries like Bulgaria and Germany and stuff like that, they have enough of an advanced system that they can be like, "Hey, John Doe, blonde, tall hair, or dark blonde hair, 5'11",
They take dental records. They do
take dental records,
something
do
like
something." Yeah,
because especially with the John Doe, they don't. Okay, a system doesn't like anomalies. We actually just talked about this. It
yeah,
doesn't like anomalies, so they're going to start categorizing him, whether he likes it or not.
yeah,
So, and within those categorizations, they would take dental, they would take hair, they
right.
would take these things not to like hurt him or anything, but so they could find who he is.
And also periodically, because what is it? If you, I did a kind of a little bit of research on the German police, just how they structure their cases, because I know how they structure their cases in the United States, right?
Don't go back too far.
Right. So, so I kind of did a little bit of research of how police departments over there structure their cases. They structure it very similarly to the U.S., where in regards to like there's a cold case file unit where they constantly are giving either new detectives or retired detectives, hey, go back and go through this, whatever, right? And they go through it, they ask questions again, they interview people. That's why you have interviews in 2018, and then you have interviews from like the Menendez brothers that are like recently, and you know what I mean? They're like cold case files, or people who work older cases. So they're constantly trying to look for that. With one of those, at some point they would have hit someone missing and in APHIS or in their system that is like, hey, they took the fingerprints of this person, they took the DNA, and it matches everything that we're looking for Lars Mittank.
And he's never been picked up by the police
And he's never been picked up
because
by
they
the
would have
police
fingerprinted him.
immediately.
Like, especially if he has a mental break, something like that. You're telling me like he's never.
Although, hang on, here's the argument that a lot of people make: homeless people in other countries are not treated like the homeless people here. They're not harassed. They're not like, they're kind of left alone. They're like, oh, you're homeless, cool, just stay over there.
Yeah, just go live over there. Go
he
live in the
would be
house.
he would technically be homeless, and the police probably wouldn't fuck with them because they'd be like, oh, it's some crazy homeless guy. In other countries, in Verna, they'd probably be like, this guy looks extremely familiar. You know what I mean?
But to think that he never got not even picked up as something bad, but like they wouldn't just just keep an eye on him, like try and figure it out, like so they have a record of the people that's in their town and
That's
stuff.
even if he made it to the fucking city.
Yeah,
He could have just stayed in the forest. Like, we don't know. He could have,
that's assuming that yeah he made it there.
yeah, or he went back to the city of Verna. There's other cities in Bulgaria. There's other towns in Bulgaria, so maybe he went to a different adjacent town or an
Yeah,
adjacent city, and no one knows. No one heard from him again because if you go to Cuba, bro, if you go to Cuba right now, they'll just call you Canelo and you'll be there because you're ginger, and everyone will be like, "Hey, where's Tyler?" And they'll be like, "We don't know who the fuck you're talking about." But if they go, "Hey, where's Canelo?" Oh, the
yeah,
redhead guy that
he
lives on the
lives out
hill.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the guy who lives on the hill, the redhead guy. Yeah, of
yeah.
course. They'll know you that way. So it's kind of like that whole thing. Now, there's other theories. The theory is that he did get into a fight. There was things going on. It was enough to cause a psychotic break, the damage, whatever, because he might have had a different concussion or whatever, right? That the doctors didn't see, and they think that due to the paranoia, when he walked in to the office, the construction worker might have been one of the guys that he fought.
Mm-hmm.
So they think that the construction worker, one of the theories that the construction worker might have been one of the guys that he fought, but since for them it was just a brief encounter, he doesn't remember who the fuck this guy is.
He just knows.
No, 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 not no. The construction worker doesn't even remember Lars.
Oh,
Like, it was
okay.
such a passing thing for him that he's like, "Who the fuck's this guy?" And Lars is the only one that recognizes him, and he goes, "Oh my god, it's this guy." And to him, it's like, bro, that was Tuesday. Like, I'm over it. You know
Yeah,
what I
we
mean?
fight all the time.
Yeah, people fight all the time, whatever, right? And he dipped like from that. Unfortunately, that was kind of debunked because, well, I mean, in a way, because they asked a construction worker, "Hey, do you know who he is?" And he's like, "Oh, never seen him before." Oh, did you go to this place? He goes, "Bro, I go to a lot of places." Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to pinpoint someone, especially if you don't
That
remember it.
that's like asking like for some of the, especially with like soccer and stuff. That's like asking someone like, hey, do you go to the grocery store? It's like, well, yeah,
Yeah,
everyone goes to the grocery. Like,
which store do you go to? I don't fucking know. The
do
one down the
I
street.
went to the
Like,
one by my house. That's like, or like I was on my way home. I just went to the fucking store.
yeah,
Like especially with those countries, like soccer's huge, football's huge.
yeah.
Like
They don't give
he
a fuck about
he
anything
might
else.
have at the beginning of the night he walked into one bar, then the night he came out of the another, and he doesn't know.
Yeah, and how many drinks did you have in between? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I've gone to not big sporting events, but big like drinking events where you go to one place and you end up down the street in another bar and you visited 12 bars through the way
And
and had
if
two drinks.
I asked you, hey, where were you? Like, dude, I've only been to one bar. It's like, no,
You
in
you went to
Nashville, you've
12.
been to like
Yeah,
12.
we
Yeah,
got you on camera
you
going to
don't
11.
remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't remember that because they all look the same. They're all bars. So God knows if this guy was even really related to the situation and if even fucking remembered Lars. And even and again, that's reaching to the fact that the construction worker is involved, which he might have not been.
yeah. I don't know. Like,
Now, I think it's good that the doctor immediately caught on to the fact, hey, this medication gives you psychosis. Let me check to see if he filled it out. And when he didn't realize that he filled it out, that's when a lot of medical professionals were like, well, you should have checked for a concussion and stuff. It's like when he's running,
yeah,
like
how are you gonna do that?
like when he's on his way out, like how am I gonna stop him? Let me bring the MRI machine real quick. Like,
I don't know what like
what do you want me to do?
that is literally Captain Hindsight.
Yeah, it's
Like,
like
don't worry, I'll save you. The disaster's already over.
yeah, like
It's like
you should have checked for a concussion. Yeah, I'll do that next time, and I'll sprint with the MRI machine.
it's it's
What do you want me to do, man?
it's one of those cases where the video makes everything look really weird. When I don't think it's that weird. I think it's he was injured. He had something wrong with his brain. Wasn't given enough time to actually fix it. Because what if he did, stay there an extra 5 minutes, and then the doctor was like, "Oh yeah, you have a concussion here,"
Yeah.
and then
Oh shit,
there
you
he
can't
is. He's
fly. You have a
fine.
concussion. You can't
Yeah,
fly.
he just wasn't given enough time. Like it,
Yeah. Because
to go to nefarious. I don't.
I
I
don't think so. I
I
I,
don't
I
believe
think
anything.
I think the I think that he might have gotten beat up. I
Yes.
think that he got beat up. I think that he did have a brain injury. I don't think that they were after him. I think that was just him furthering the brain injury. I think that the doctor and the construction worker looked over and were like, "What the fuck just happened?
Yeah, they're like, oh, that's weird.
That's interesting." I bet you the doctor was like, "Do you want your bag?"
Yeah,
Okay, bye.
and it's just it's no. I think that's all it is, and it's sad, and um, I don't want to do like the blame game. But where's your friends?
It sucks, but the friends were like, "Hey, I want to stay," and he was like, "No, bro, just go. Like, why are you staying?"
Just
Like, like it
have a
sucks, but
buddy. Just stay.
it sucks. But think about it. If we were all in that position, and I was like, "No, bro, just go, just go," you guys would be like, "Are you fucking sure?" Yeah, I mean, I guess. All right, and we'd all go. And not realizing, hey, this is gonna be the last time that we're gonna do it. Like maybe we'd have the presence of mind to be like, no, we're not fucking going. We're all gonna stay here because you could
You're
get hurt.
clearly messed up. Like
Yeah,
something happened to
yeah,
you.
you got hurt. Like,
See,
what
that's a
if you're not
difference.
okay?
If it was like, let's say it was you who got in the
Yeah,
fight, and then you're like, no, go, go, go. Like, no. But if it was like me, and you're like, bro, like I'll stay with you. I'm like, dude, you just got in a fight. Go home.
yeah, go home, bro.
Like I'm just a guy. It's fine. Like,
Yeah,
but
but you
I
can see both sides where Lars will be like, dude, I'm fine because he thinks he's fine, and then you can see the friends where like, maybe you're not that fine, but if you're insisting, I mean, I guess, but also you're right. Like, where was the friends to be like, hey, bro, no, you got rocked. I'm not gonna fucking just leave. You probably barely made it home. Like,
and
let's stay at the doctor for
if
five
they
more
can't,
minutes.
and if they can't tell either, like I understand a professional and everything, but clearly no one could tell that if he has a concussion.
Yeah,
Apparently, all these people, like no one could tell he's off. Like that then you can't really get mad at him. Like when someone's loopy, like
It's obvious.
it's because like talk to him for 5 seconds. You're like, oh,
and this is where
you're
people
not
think
making sentences.
and this is where people think that it was something that progressed, that it was a concussion that got progressively worse because of the fact that he started off fine and then
And
it got worse and then it got worse and he became more paranoid, more paranoid, more paranoid. But
probably.
but then it goes but then it goes, if he's more paranoid and more delusional and more out of his mind, how would he have the right frame of mind to know to cancel his credit cards?
Well, that wraps up. The,
Do you see what I mean? Do you see what I mean?
I don't know what you want me to say to
Do you see
that.
what I mean? It's like
It doesn't.
it doesn't make sense with the whole delusional thing because I'm sorry, if I'm delusional out of my face and I'm paranoid, the last thing I'm thinking of is canceling my credit card. It's get me the fuck out of here. They're gonna kill me, which is what he was thinking. How would he have the frame of mind to call his mom and be like, "Hey, cancel my credit cards"? That's a rational thought. So what was happening that occurred for him to have that rational thought?
Yeah, I've never.
So it kind of
I've
goes back to
I've
the
I've had my moments. You know that.
yeah.
At no point was I like, hey, bro, my credit cards.
Yeah, it's like I'm hearing little voices. That's more of a concern to me than fucking
like,
credit cards. And according to him, according to the case, he's delusional, maybe having hallucinations. So it's like, why are you worried about your credit card? That's a
see,
conscious thought.
and maybe those delusions are like, oh, okay, they're gonna find me that way, so I know what I'll do. I'll cancel them. But I know it's a stretch, but you know what I mean? Like
But the canceling
if
doesn't
he's
cover
that
your.
far, but remember, if he's that far gone,
I guess.
you're trying to link two rational thoughts, and he's not having any apparently.
But the thing, okay, my thing is that if he's like, oh, I don't want them to find me, why would he be making calls? Why would he
But
be?
you're thinking of
You know what I
like a
mean?
rational.
Why would he go to the
person.
airport? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
but then
I
again, you
it's
have this
almost like he
moment. Like,
goes and he does it, and then he second guesses it. Like, oh, I shouldn't have done that.
maybe,
But
which could be delusion, but it's like these seem very guided, like very.
do you think it's deliberate?
I think it might be a mixture of it. I think, I think that he got into a fight, and then when he came back, he was kind of like spiraling, and then he went out and had another bad encounter with someone else. I just don't think. I think that he had bad encounter with someone else, and they were trying to rob him, and it fed into the delusion of his already weakened mind state. You get what I'm saying? Because
That's a lot. But
but
like,
there's two accounts of moment that he was not with anybody for hours. The first account with his friends, and then when he came back from the hotel, it said that he was gone for another hour without anybody realizing where he was at, and no account of it. So it could be that he got into a fight the first time, and then the second time when he was out, some dude tried to rob him or something, and he just combined both of the things, thinking they robbed me. I'm gonna cancel my credit cards, and he just kind of went off with his mom and was like, "Hey, they're trying to get after me, blah blah blah, blah whatever." Right?
I gotta say, man, with all this missing time and like or not missing time, but with him, no one knows where he's at. What great friends! I'm sorry, like,
Yeah.
like,
The
okay,
first one
having
at
one,
least. The first one
okay,
at least. The first one at
okay, but
least.
like, then I get it. You just tell him to you like stay in the fucking hotel room. We're gonna go chill. Stay here, just relax, no big deal. And then you come up and he's gone. Okay, but like, if like if he's like loopy, maybe you lock the door and make sure you can't get out.
Yeah, maybe not that. Maybe you just stay there and go, hey, clearly shit
Yeah,
happens when you're gone. So let's all just stay together for a minute. We'll all walk together. We'll all do whatever.
yeah.
No one's leaving tomorrow. We'll leave when he can leave. That way we're all
We're
together.
gonna go to the doctors with you tomorrow. We're gonna
Because
get checked
because
out.
because
Yeah.
if these people are really after you, they're not gonna come after you with everybody. You know what I mean?
Or you
Like,
let the police know.
yeah. Or I mean, even if you did let the police know, who cares? Like, the friends should have had and again, not to blame the friends, but to blame the friends. Like, you should have had the frame of
It's
mind to be
just
like, hey, bro, like,
I
aren't you
don't
gonna
think
be
they're
here?
involved. I think they just screwed up.
Yeah, I think they fucked
I
up.
don't think they were involved at all.
I think they made a mistake. I think they
Yeah.
did the same thing with that UFO guy where the guy was launched back and they're like, fuck, and they left.
Yeah.
And then they came back, they're like, oh shit.
So, oh shit, Ted's dead. Like, what are you gonna do? Like,
I think his name is Ted. but Like, it's true. Like, what are you gonna do? But it kind of like sucks for his friends because it's like you could have done something
I
more, but
I feel
at the
bad for
same
him
time,
too because like imagine it's like no like I've never like oh we never like what if every other time they actually are like that and this is the one time they're like no everything's cool we're good and then
and it happens. It's like
it's like
fuck, because you know the mom probably thinks that. The family
oh I'm
probably
sure
thinks that.
I'm sure they don't want him around
Yeah, they're like, why did you
yeah
leave my son there by himself? Like,
yeah
it,
you killed my kid
yeah, it'd be the same
yeah
thing. Like if we took a trip and you went missing, and then your mom is like, "Hey, why did you leave Tyler alone?"
you know
You,
he's fucking crazy
you know he has issues. Why would you leave him alone? You know he's fucking crazy. Your mom would say that though.
she'd be so
You know he's
mad
crazy. Why would you do that? But yeah, no, it's true. Like it's an interesting case because the footage makes it kind of creepy. It gives me kind of Lisa Lamb vibes, which is another one that we're gonna go over a little later.
she got yeeted
She got yeeted. No, she didn't get yeeted, but like it gives me those types of vibes.
she
But
got
it's like
yeeted through metal she got phased through the metal
she didn't get faced through the metal. That's a common misconception. We'll go over the case about that one next time. But
this guy
either way, like I think with Lars Mittank, I think there was just I don't just think his friends made a mistake. I think the doctor also made a mistake. I think he rushed him out quick, saying, "Oh, you got a broken jaw, you got to rupture your eardrum. Fuck it." Like, okay, broken jaw, ruptured eardrum. That means you hit him here. So you hit him here. If you hit
not
him
necessarily
here,
hit or he fell like after they hit him and just,
either way you hit him
hard
here.
enough hard enough
Either way you hit him here, whether it was by the fall or by them. That is connected to the button that makes you black out. So like, there's already damage there.
dude there's a whole side of this we didn't even think about
What?
you ran in the forest who lives in the forest
No, don't do Bigfoot. Don't
yes
do Bigfoot.
yes it's
Oh
big
my
feet
god, it's
it's a
big feet.
yeti
It's Yeti.
yeti
Do you think that Bigfoot speaks German? He's like a
nine
very angry
nine
German Bigfoot.
nine nine nine
He's fucking like low key racist to Jewish people. He like walks away
like
from Jewish people. I'm just kidding.
dude I with these stories like what are you supposed to say like there's no like
That's why I give you stories like this. Like even though some of them are like earthbound, it's like what do you want me to do with this case? Like there's no answer. There's no like when you tell me like
I
you're missing half the story. Well, yeah, because he's missing. The other half is what's missing.
you know it'd be really shitty if he actually did go home they just don't want to tell anybody
Do you know what would suck worse? If he made it home and he died at home, like he died like on the way back to his house. That would fucking suck, bro. Imagine,
dude what if the Menendez brothers killed
bro. Stop. The Menendez brothers just randomly. How they're in jail? You never know, man.
ways
But yeah, no. Other than that, that was the case. It was just a little interesting piece of information. I'm probably gonna play the video footage here. I know I keep saying that I'm gonna add footage, but sometimes the footage that you want is just very hard to really see with the poor quality of some of these security cameras and stuff. So it's a little difficult to like insert footage.
it, it
Like
literally looks like giant blocks moving
dude, like the one with the guy who had the UFO attached to it.
yeah
Like literally, if you look at the picture, it looks like a blob. It's like I can't. That doesn't. That looks like someone put their thumb in front of the lens. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, it's one of those things. But yeah, it's interesting. I'll probably put that video because it's kind of clear where you can see him running. Um, but other than that, there's tons of theories, but no sightings of Lars Mittank. If he's still alive, go home, bro. Like, what are you doing? It's been 10 years. Like, at some point, you're bothering somebody. You know what I mean?
but yeah all right well I think that wraps it up for today
All right.
I have been Tyler
And I still am Sean. Haven't been, but still am currently. See
and
you guys.
you know we'll see you on the road
Bye.